They ran out of their tent into the freezing night, without coats, without boots. Some had broken bones, crushed ribs, yet no signs of an external attack. A few were found missing their eyes, and even their tongues, and on their final rolls of film, strange lights danced across the dark sky. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, which occurred in February 1959, remains one of the most mysterious and unsettling events in modern history. To this day, no explanation has been able to fully account for the bizarre circumstances surrounding the deaths of 9 experienced Russian hikers. While countless theories have been proposed, from supernatural encounters to secret Soviet experiments to strange natural phenomena, a deeper and more nuanced look may open up unexpected perspectives. Let's examine this tragedy through scientific, psychological, and philosophical lenses that often go overlooked. One of the most important yet rarely discussed aspects of the Dyatlov Pass mystery is the psychological tension the hikers might have experienced throughout their journey. Before the incident, the group endured harsh weather conditions, freezing winds, blinding snow, and isolation deep in the Ural Mountains. Such circumstances could easily have triggered a sudden state of panic. Even though the group consisted of skilled and seasoned mountaineers, extreme psychological stress, especially when combined with isolation and confinement in a small tent under a snowstorm, can push even the most rational minds toward instinctive, irrational behavior. It's possible that what happened that night was a panic reaction, not to an external enemy, but to an overwhelming internal fear or environmental trigger. Humans, when facing primal fear, sometimes act emotionally rather than logically. Their decision to flee the tent half-dressed into sub-zero temperatures might have been a psychological reflex, a desperate attempt to escape an unseen threat they could neither identify nor control. Another theory that continues to captivate the public is that the hikers were attacked by a supernatural force. Although there's no hard evidence for this, some believe the group may have encountered a strange phenomenon, something locals might have described as the spirits of the Ural Mountains. Local folklore speaks of spiritual entities or energies that inhabit these remote regions, and such beliefs might have unconsciously contributed to a collective sense of terror within the group. There's also speculation involving magnetic disturbances. The Dyatlov Pass area may possess unusual magnetic characteristics that could interfere with human perception and behavior. Some researchers have suggested that strong magnetic anomalies could have disoriented the hikers, altered their sense of direction, or even affected their mental stability, leading to chaotic actions. From a military standpoint, a compelling theory is that the hikers accidentally wandered into a classified Soviet weapons test. During the late 1950s, the USSR was conducting numerous secret experiments involving chemical and biological agents. Some investigators believe the group might have entered a restricted area and fallen victim to toxic exposure. The internal injuries found on some of the bodies, broken ribs and crushed organs without external wounds, have fueled speculation that a blast wave, chemical reaction, or sonic weapon may have been involved. The Soviet Union's military zones at that time were known for their secrecy. It's plausible that the hikers unknowingly entered a testing ground, and that officials later concealed or downplayed the incident to avoid public panic or international scrutiny. On the other hand, natural causes cannot be ruled out. Some researchers propose that the hikers may have experienced an unusual meteorological event, such as a mini avalanche, sudden downdraft, or a phenomenon described as a snow tornado. The unique geography of the Dyatlov Pass region, where warm and cold air currents collide, can produce sudden violent changes in weather, possibly triggering confusion, fear, or physical harm. Finally, there's a philosophical dimension to this mystery. The Dyatlov tragedy forces us to reflect on the human relationship with death, nature, and the unknown. These inexplicable deaths, occurring in such isolation and paradox, confront us with the limits of human understanding. Philosopher Martin Heidegger once suggested that awareness of death is central to the meaning of life. In this context, the Dyatlov Pass may serve as a haunting reminder of humanity's fragility and our inability to control or comprehend the forces of nature that surround us. More than 6 decades later, the Dyatlov Pass Incident endures as one of the 20th century's greatest enigmas. Despite numerous theories, psychological, supernatural, or military, none have provided complete closure. Yet, each new perspective, whether scientific or existential, brings us a step closer to understanding what might have happened that fateful night. The Dyatlov Pass story is not only about death. It's about the raw confrontation between humanity and the vast, indifferent power of nature itself.